So everything is looking good. I want to make sure that I save this before I continue. And I want to do some navigation. I want to make sure that I give the viewer the tools necessary in order to navigate this sucker. So what I'm going to do at this point in time is check out my Pages panel and understand that I have two masters here. I have a regular master page, which has my folio, which basically is not a folio, it just has the buttons for the previous and next pages. And on the home master page, I have this little doodad here, which happens to be a button I will use to jump to the home page, which happens to be the cover, or maybe the contents page. Haven't decided yet. Anyway, let's go to the masters here, the first one, and I can change this by just option clicking on the name or alt clicking on the name and call this page nav. Perfect. And one interesting thing, if I option click on the home one, oops, let me just go back here and option click, I can see that this one is based on the page nav. So if I turn this off, we can see that the little buttons here disappear. I don't want that to happen. I want to have the best of both worlds. So I will base this master on the page nav. Perfect. Now that that's all said and done, I'm going to go back to the pages or the page nav master, and I'm going to program these two little suckers. Go to buttons, convert these to buttons, select the next one, and in this case, how about I add an action for go to, where am I? Right here, next page. Now it's important that I choose from either this set or this bottom set, because this is going to a PDF. So I can't choose any of these options because these only apply to either Swift documents or EPUBs, interactive EPUBs that is. Okay, so I'm going to go to next page. Perfect. And for the previous, guess what? I'm going to go to previous page. That's all it takes. Now going back to the home master page, make sure I select this little doodad, which happens to be grouped. Okay. Convert this into a button. And I need to link it to the contents page. I think I've decided that that's the page I want to link to. So I need to do what? Well, we learned that in order to link these little buddies here to their articles, we have to either create a hyperlink destination or a bookmark. So I need to do the same thing here. For the contents page, I'm going to add a bookmark. Call it contents / home, just to make sure that I'm on the right page. And then I will change the position so that it's first in the stacking order. Perfect. So now we can go back to the home master page, select the button, open the buttons panel, and add a go to destination action, which happens to go to the contents home page. Awesome. Let's save, go back here, and I think we're almost set. The last little thing I want to do is make sure that this is relevant to the document itself. For example, in the cover, we don't need a previous page. So I'm going to that is to say, I'm going to Command Shift here, which doesn't happen to do anything at this point. So I'm just going to go to the Pages panel and select Override All Master Items. So I can select this button and delete it. Let's go to page number 2. That looks good. And let's go to the last page, which doesn't need a next page. Now let's see if the shortcut Shift Command Click works, and it actually does. If you're on a PC, you want to make sure that you're pressing Control Shift. Okay. Delete this. Okay, that looks good. And now, if we go to page 2 or 3, we can see that we have a little home button because I'm actually using or applying the home master to this page. I'm also applying the home master to page 5, as you can see here. So everything seems to be working, and everything seems to be in order, the last thing I want to do before I finish is assign a page transition. You can see I have the page transitions panel here ready to go, and I can choose from the flyout menu the choose command, which opens the page transitions menu, which allows me to select any one that I want. I am especially fond of push, so I'm going to select that one, apply it to all spreads, make sure that the direction is, let's try left, perfect, and I want the speed to be fast, and apply these little changes to all of my spreads. And if I open the pages panel, I can see the little icon alerting me of the fact that these page transitions have been successfully added to all of my spreads. Oof, that seems to be a lot of work, but you know what? We've done it. So let me save that. Let me export this sucker. I'm going to do it as a PDF interactive. It's important to be interactive and not print. And let's call this one links to. That sounds like a plan. Save it. Make sure that all of my pages are going to be exported. Make sure that they open in full screen mode. Everything looks good, and I'm just going to export. And here we go. It's going to ask me if I want to open in full screen mode. Sure, why not? And guess what? I'm in the wrong page. So let me just go back here. What happened here? Huh. Something's going on here. So I'm just going to escape out of that. I'm going to take a look at, this is just one page. So I actually made a mistake, which is hard to believe, I know. But I'm going to export again. Replace that one. And here is the problem. I want all of the pages to be exported and not just page 6, okay? Does that make sense? Of course it does. Open in full screen mode, yep, that looks good, and let's export it and try it again. Yes. And now this is more like it. We can see that these should work. If I select extreme sports, for example, there we go. We can go back to the contents page. Top destinations, that looks good. I can of course subscribe now, which will prompt me to open the page here like so. Okay, let's go back, and I can navigate from page to page. Perfect. Well, kiddies, that's how you do it. That's how you create an interactive document for PDF format using InDesign CS6 or later. Hope you enjoyed it.